We are live. Hi, everyone. We are live here at Skullo School, I believe. I hope it's working. It is working. Hi, everyone. Wow. We are back from Viva Las Vegas. Oh my God. Where do I start? Sorry, I have to take a drink of water. It's so hot. It's not as hot as Vegas. It's a different type of hot. Vegas is like dry heat. But wow. Where do I begin? Oh my goodness, my dreams came true. My Skullo dream came true. Wow. I first of all, I want to thank all of the participants. Let me just see if this is working right. Uh let's see. Okay, so this is good. This is just a collage of photos I just randomly put together. There's so many other photos that I could put. So many other great photos. But first off, I want to thank TNS, Tampa Never Sleeps, and the EVO staff for accepting Fighting EXL at EVO 2025. I got the email at June 20th, I believe it was, if I check my phone, June 20th or June 22nd. So I had basically a month to prepare everything from my flight, my money, which wasn't much. Just to get everybody to try to go from the community, just to shout us on Twitter. And for honestly, for a game that we got just like a month notice to be at Evo, I think it was amazing turnout. 16 players, and they all showed up on time and on site. I thought it was beautiful. Like I couldn't have scripted any more better than it was. And I knew it was going to be a great day when the first thing I seen when I set up everything and I get everything set up at the BYOC and we got our table and everything's going good with big shout out to Snake Eater, by the way, very good guy, who helped us out a lot. So once I got all the setup, all I hear is Naz, aka JP Beer. He goes, "Wavy." I go, "What?" He goes, "Look." I'm like, "Where?" He's like, "Look over there." I'm like, "Look where?" He's like, "There." And he literally grabs my face and he turns my face, and who do I see? Not only do I see my character, but oh my, I can't even put into words. I see Skullomania, and once I seen him, and he started off like just the Friday of Evil, the Friday, just the day. I knew it was gonna be a great day, win or lose. I had the vibe. I'm like, this is gonna be a great day. And his cosplay. If you wanna, I don't have his Twitter, but if you want his Discord, I can throw it. I will throw it at anybody who's asked for it, but I will ask for permission from him. But he is in the FEXL Discord. He did join the FEXL Discord. Really nice guy. And his vibes, he was a true Skullomania. Like if there was a Skullomania, it would be him. He was such a nice person, such a nice guy. And after, like, he would actually float around in other areas at Evo on the Friday, but he would literally, like, I never asked him, but he would always come back to us. So, like, his support was so important. So that's how Evo just that Friday started for me. I'll get to the craziness of me getting there, but that's how the first thing started for me at Evo. I had the setups. I had the setup right away. I think it was about 10 a.m. when I got everything going. I had the whole table to myself. Really, we had a lot of monitors. The monitors were actually really good. The headphones were excellent. I have no quarrel whatsoever about the setups, like just the monitor and just this. It was just beautifully done. The only thing is that I felt like I should have brought my laptop to record the session because the Wi-Fi there streaming there wouldn't have worked, and there was no Ethernet port nearby that I know of, so I couldn't really plug in Ethernet and just stream the matches like directly from my PlayStation 4, which was what I had planned initially. Um, and just recording the matches off the PS Share button was kind of a headache, and I did make a mistake, so forgive me for that. Some matches didn't get recorded and whatnot, but that's okay. I think the biggest learning lesson I took, just in terms of just for me, just to jump into this, was to bring a second setup for losers bracket because we were the last tournament to actually finish. We started at 6 p.m. and we finished literally like at 10:30 or something like that, and the venue closed at 11. So I was really happy that we actually finished in time. But I was like a one man army because like if you ran a tournament, if you ran Evo, or any tournament anywhere, you have to chase people who join multiple games everywhere. And I was trying to find who I should play first. who was there at the station while I was running the tournament. People would float around. It was hard to keep everyone. I want to grab people like, can you just stay here for like the whole tournament? But I can't do that. You know, I know other players have different games that they join, so I really tried to manage that as best as I could, and I think I did a pretty good job. I could have probably did better. But I thought I did a good job just managing everyone at the station. Um, yeah, and I think only Mohammed, who was Peace Man Forever, he had a stomach virus. He actually got food poisoning, so he was only our DQ of the entire tournament. Otherwise, everyone showed up, and he showed up too. And he like I'm grateful for him to tell me that he wasn't feeling well. And I told him, dude, just go lie down. He went to the cafeteria, but yeah, so that's how it started really. The players themselves, they all brought their own controller, which is great. I think a couple of players just needed to use my pad, which was fine. I brought extra controllers and a Brook adapter just in case anybody forgot a controller or a joystick. So we had extra joysticks. Big shouts to Naz because he was floating around with Super DBZ as well, another Eureka game. And he brought over some joysticks too for anybody that wanted to use joysticks or whatnot. But yeah, I had like a great time. Hey Predator, how you doing? We are back from EVO. We are EVO champions here at Skullo School. So how you doing, dude? I'm sorry I streamed this now. I would want to do this recap and review at night, but the thing is, I have no downtime in the evening right now because of my niece and nephew. And right now they went with my sister somewhere, and I hope they can just stay away for a couple of hours so I can just do this stream here. I haven't had time really to just do this right here, this recap. So this is why I'm doing it now. Doing great. That's awesome, dude. Sorry, I had to take a sip of my water there. It's so hot. But all right, let me just start off with how I got to Evo. Okay, so let's start back to the beginning. I'm all over the place. Let's try to focus here. Okay, so I had 1 month to really organize everything. So what I did, and I needed the money. So I don't have a lot of money, as you guys know. We always need funding here at Skull School. But I actually sold my Sega CD to a retro game store that relatively knows me. It's actually not ANC Games. It was another gaming store because I just had to get somewhere quickly, and they actually bought my Sega CD, and I think it was around $150 that they purchased it for. But they gave me that extra cash for me to buy my flight. So that's how I took care of my flight. Registration and the hotel. Now, this is the crazy part. So I had enough for registration, so I signed up for that for whatever money I had left. And then for the hotel, I put a reservation, and you could pay half the payment there. I am gonna do like a 10 things to do and not to do in Vegas, so you guys know for Evo. If you guys ever go to Evolution Championship, so you guys know. I think that's what it's called, right? Evolution Championship. If you go to this, just call it Evo. If you ever go to Evo, I'm gonna give you guys what to do and not to do. But yeah, so that took care of my flight, my hotel reservation, and registration. I just used my work money for that. Now, like I said, I had no idea that they were gonna accept FEXL, and when I registered for it, like I just signed up for it on the Evo website. I didn't think it was gonna get accepted because we got rejected so many times for Combo Breaker, for Frosties. We've really attempted to get FEXO at a major for a long time, and the only place that really you could play it offline at a major was Evo Japan, and you know a lot of people just don't have the money to go to Japan and compete. D-Nice did go by himself, but it wasn't even for Evo. He went just by himself on a trip just to play the Japanese players. And big shouts to Evo Japan. Sorry, big shouts to FEXO Japan as well for supporting us. But yeah, so we never really had it at a major for a long time. I think it's been about 5 years at a North American major. So when it got accepted, I said, listen, I have to do everything in my will to do this. Um, if I can't make it, then it's because at least I tried. It's not because I just sat at home on my ass and not tried. So I did everything I could in the 1 month to save up enough funds. All I had enough for was a one-way ticket. If you know, traveling anywhere outside of Canada is so expensive. So I had to pay around roughly $570 for a one-way ticket to Vegas. And it was a connecting flight to Vancouver to Vegas. So I'm really paranoid when it comes to airports, just in terms of like when I always do travel one way with it's not a way to travel, but I always do one way ticket travels. When I went to Texas Showdown, that was the only way I could afford it as well. But when I went to Vancouver, once I got to Vancouver, there was a group of French travelers, and they were holding up the line. When I got to Vancouver, it was about 5 p.m. Vancouver time, and my connecting flight is at 5:30 to Vegas. Now, if I miss this flight, goodbye EVO, goodbye FEXL. You probably never hear of me again. I won't be doing the stream, obviously, and none of this would happen. But man, I was telling people in the line, listen, I have a flight at 5:30. Can I get in front of people? Were like, listen, we have flights too, and we're all going to Vegas as well. So I think the security overheard everyone that was like impatient, and this French group, I'm telling you, it was like 30 people deep. So what they did around like 5:10, 5:15, as they seen as we were getting really agitated. I stayed calm for some reason. There's some type of serenity that was in me that remained calm. The security guards opened up a new line in the airport, like a new like with scanning and everything, which is so surreal because you wouldn't think they would do that, right? You would think they would make us wait, but no, they actually opened up a new line, and thank God they did that because that was the only way I was gonna catch my flight. So they opened up the new line, and I had to take out my PlayStation 4 out of my knapsack. And when I did that, it's such a headache to put it back into my knapsack, like into my carry-on bag, because like it's so big and the amount of things I had in my backpack was so much that I had to really organize it. And I am so lucky that I just stuffed it in. At one point, I was getting so frustrated trying to put back my PS4 into my bag correctly that I just said, fuck it. I'm just gonna like shove it in here. If the bag doesn't close and close, I gotta catch this flight. I literally had 5 minutes from the time I did that to get to my gate. Now, I am so lucky that the gate wasn't far away, that the gate was maybe, I would say, if you're walking it, it was probably like 10 minutes. But dude, when I tell you I was running through the airport, I was Donovan Bailey. I was OJ Simpson running. Horrible reference. I was OJ Simpson like in the Hertz commercial running through that airport, dude. Like I can't even explain how I was sprinting. I never ran that fast, and dude, the lady see me running, and I think everyone at the airport or at the security. Oh, just before I even ran through the airport, the customs officer asked me, "What are you doing in America?" I'm like, I couldn't even breathe. I was like, "I'm here for a fighting game tournament." She's like, "Where do you live?" I'm like, "Where is?" I couldn't even talk. Well, I was giving away my address there. It's okay. I trust you guys. So, like, she's like, "Sure, can you calm down, please?" I'm like, and so this is already suspicious, right? But I think she knew, and everybody that was in the line in front of me, she knew that we're trying to catch the Vegas flight. I think there's some type of communication, obviously, in the airport. Skullo Dream, Skullo Evil Chan, thank you so much, Zojin. How you doing, my dude? I wish you were there because it was so amazing of a tournament. And yeah, so I'm at the customs officer, and I'm so happy that it was a lady. I feel like ladies are a lot easier than dudes when it comes to customs officer, but she was such a sweetheart. She's like, go, 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 go. So I think she knew. So I think other players, maybe they had connecting flights that were going to Evo, and she's seen like the video game show. I don't know. This is all going through my mind. But she's like, go. She asked me how much cash do you have. I'm like $1,000 US, and I didn't even have that. She goes, how? No, $1,000 Canadian. She goes, how much is that in US? Quick currency exchange in my head. I'm like 700. She's like, she called my passport, gave it to me. She's like, go ahead, sir. I had literally like 2 minutes to get to my gate now. 2 to 3 minutes. Bro, I am telling you, when I sprinted, I was running. I never ran like that since high school. I was jetting through everybody. I didn't care who I was bumping. I was out of there. I got to my gate. The boarding pass lady, oh my gosh, she is an angel. She didn't even check my pass. She's like, puppy one, puppy one. I guess that means somebody's coming, like somebody's like the last person to make it to the plane. I swear to you, as she's like, go, 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 go. As I was running on my on the tar, I think that's what you call it, right? The tarmac. As they're like gonna literally close the doors of the plane, I'm like, wait. They're like, don't worry, don't worry. We heard you on the mic. Bro, I got in. I'm just a sweaty mess on the plane. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, wow, I made it. Right? And then as I got on, I swear to God, everyone's just laughing, right? And I was like, where's my plane? Everyone was so nice. The stewardess was so kind. She's like, do you want a water? I'm like, please. So like they realized like I was trying to catch the plane. and the person I sat next to was actually the nicest person ever. We got to like for like whatever like the 2 3 hour flight. I think it was a bit shorter than that to from Vancouver to Vegas. Um, and we just got into a conversation about life, and this time really flew. And she was such a good comfort too, just being on the plane. And she had like her toddler next to me. And she actually, can you actually believe that I forgot my goddamn phone charger? Like I brought the USB. No, I actually forgot the entire thing. I don't know how I forgot my phone charger, but she actually lent me her phone charger on the plane so I could charge my phone. But once I touched down to Vegas, I literally still had no money in my account because what happened is I get paid on the 31st. My plane ticket was on the 30th. Now, because I live on the East Coast and we're going to the West Coast, um, I don't know. I don't want to say I planned this and I didn't plan this, but luck of the draw that my flight landing to Vegas is at 8 o'clock Vegas time. That's 11 o'clock Eastern. I always get paid at midnight. So 8 p.m. is 11. By the time I got out of the airport in Vegas, by the time we landed and we settled down, everyone grabbed their luggage and we got off the plane. Because usually that takes like 15 to 20 minutes sometimes, even longer, depending on how like how quick the plane gets to the gate and whatnot, right? So by the time we got off the plane, it was like 8:35, 8:40 ish of Vegas time. And I'm like, I took a big deep breath okay, I was at Vegas. I'm like, I'm here. I have my stuff. If I have to go homeless for the next two, if I don't get paid, I'll have to like go home. I don't care. I'm gonna be at EVO. And it's Wednesday night, so I actually have an extra day here. So as I got out of the airport and I made my way to where the bus terminal is, so I figured out where the buses were. As I'm walking to pay for my bus fare at the machine with my debit slash Mastercard because it's like a 2-in-1 type of card. I'm like, this is it. I looked at the time. It was literally 9:01. It was not. I can't. I vividly remember. It was 9:01. That means it's 12:01 our time on the East Coast. So I'm like, all right, this is it. My money has to be in my account because I always get paid at midnight, right? So I put my card in, and it says accepted for the bus fare. I'm like, praise the Lord. I'm good. I'm good. I have money. So I literally 700. I would say Canadian is about. Let's see how much that is in American. So I would say 780 Canadian to USD. That's $500, just over $500 US, 560. So I have 565, which is relatively right. I have 565 to make it to just this 2 days. I have $565. I said, you know what? I don't know how I'm gonna get back to Canada, but I'm gonna get back to Canada. That's not really important. That wasn't in my mind right now. I got on the bus, and while I was on the bus, and they're taking us towards Las Vegas Strip. Shout outs to the bus driver and the lady there also that was standing in front of the bus who told me to take the South 109 South to get to the Vegas Strip. Um, yeah, because I told I want to get to the Vegas Strip. I almost went north, and I just got off that bus to get to the 109 South. Always ask for directions. Don't be afraid. And there were like these two homeless people at the airport fighting each other, which was really weird. I'm like, oh, okay. This is the first experience of Vegas. Um, so I got on the 109 South. It took me through MGM Grand, Caesar's Palace, and all these like just the Vegas trip. And while I was there, I was like, wow, I am in Las Vegas. Like this is crazy. On top of everything, when I got off the plane or when I got out of the airport, I could just feel the dry heat. Like it's so weird. I can't explain Vegas heat. That's obviously a desert. So it's just that desert heat. My nose like instantaneously went dry. And as I'm just on the bus, I'm really paranoid just about the people there and stuff. The one guy came on the bus and he gave me daps like out of nowhere. He's like, "Hey, how you doing, dude?" I'm, "Hey, what's up, man?" He gave me daps and he sat behind me. So you're always cautious, right? As a traveler, you're always cautious. So I had like my third eye open all the time, and I was kind of like looking over my shoulder while he was sitting next to me. But he was sitting on to the far left, so I kind of felt comfortable and I kind of moved in a way where I could keep an eye on him just in case, because he looked homeless. So but he looked friendly, he gave me dap. So, anyways, as I'm like on this bus going like past the MGM Grand and all this, I'm like, this is so surreal. So what I do is I'm like, you know what? I got about 2 hours to check into my reservations. By the time I got to the Vegas Strip, it was about 10 o'clock Vegas time. You have until midnight to check into your. So it's like a 3 to 12 check-in reservation. So I'm like, I got 2 hours. This doesn't look like a too long of a walk if I get off here at Caesars. So I got off at Caesars, and as I'm walking to the Vegas trip, it was just so surreal because I always wanted to go to Vegas. As you guys know, if you've been to the stream, I always wanted to be a professional boxer. Obviously, that didn't work out. Uh, but it was like, wow, I'm here in Vegas for a different fighting reason, and all these bright lights, and you see like the flamingo girls. A couple of came up to me asking me for a picture. I'm like, I would, but I'm in a rush right now because I was just trying to figure out how the hell just to get to my hotel as I'm walking through this mess, and just the amount of people. And it was actually a Wednesday night, so it wasn't even like a Friday night, and it was packed. Like even on a Wednesday night, obviously it's summer, so there's a bunch of tourists. It was just packed. It was just bodies on bodies walking through that sidewalk. And as I'm walking through Caesar's Palace, so what you have to do, you have to go. If you're walking on the right sidewalk, I was on the right side. In order for you to go around to like make a right on the street, you actually have to go up these stairs through Caesar's Palace, go down, and then to the right to get on the other side of the sidewalk. So that's what I did. Thankfully, I have roaming on my phone, so um, I was just walking, checking my GPS, and I'm like, all right, I'm good. I got like 15 minutes. This is not far at all. My hotel. So I got really lucky that the hotel I was at was called the Ellis Hotel and Casino. Right next to it, as I'm walking to, I'm like, oh, there's a 7-Eleven. I'm like, praise the Lord again. I'm like, alhamdulillah, there's another seven. I'm like, there's another blessing. There's a 7-Eleven here. All right, this shouldn't be too expensive if I want food because I'm starving. I'm marved. By the time like I got to Vegas, I'm like dying. So I get to the hotel. I check in just in time. It was about like 10:30 ish, 10:45. I check in. She sees my reservations, but then she says I have to put $100 US deposit that I would get back like in 5 business days. And I'm like, fuck, I need that $100 because that $100 can go a long way. So, anyways, I do put the deposit. Thank God my card got accepted. All right, I got my hotel room. Big sigh of deep breath. I'm like, I got my room. I got a roof over my head. All right, now I can really enjoy Vegas. So I'm like, all right, this is it. I'm here. There's nothing really to worry about now because just the only thing I'm really worrying about is my flight back home. And after I check in, after I bought some stuff from 7-Eleven, some food, I bought a slushie, I bought a charger, USB, and I just a USB cord, which was for $20, which killed me. $20 for a USB-C at Las Vegas 7-Eleven. So that's one thing. That's one thing not to do is forget your charger, which I'll do like a top 10 here later after this like crazy rant of mine. So I settled down in my hotel. The hotel room was so fantastic. I highly recommend Ellis Casino and Hotel. It's right off the Vegas Strip. You just make a right as you turn off of Caesar's Palace. It's right there. It's actually in front of a bowling alley, 7-Eleven, an arcade. Everything's around you. So if I could have stayed in that hotel for the rest of the weekend, I would have loved to, but I just didn't have the money. As I said, I only did 1 day reservation. Because that's all I can afford to get there. So as I'm just in that hotel room, I'm just really, really happy. I take a shower. They actually give me, you actually get a coupon. I'm like, this is how I'm like, oh, I'm really in Vegas. They give you a coupon as you check into the room for a free coffee, morning coffee, and a beer, for your stay at the Ellis Casino. So that's another perk of being there. Everyone was just so friendly. The staff, the people, everyone, it's just good vibes. So, I put my trust in God, and I prayed before I left home that just to be protected, to be safe, and not to get into any trouble. And that's one thing I made sure I did there. I seen a lot of like shady stuff just in terms of like the women, the prostitutes, and whatnot. But I said, no, I'm gonna live clean here for this weekend. I'm not gonna do anything stupid. I'm gonna keep it halal just to make sure that God protects me. I'm not in any like devilish type of like aura or anything. I'm just keep it clean, just keep it nice and safe on the straight line. So that's what I did, and I think that really what protected me too. So I just get into my hotel, I settled down, boom, bada bing. I said, okay, I'll go pick up my badge on Thursday, so you could actually pick up your badge on Thursday instead of Friday. So that's what I did. The next day, I woke up, and as I was going to the convention center to pick up my badge, Naz actually messaged me. He goes, "Hey, where are you?" I'm like, "Oh, I just picked up my badge." He's like, "You want to come to my hotel room and play?" I'm like, "Hell yeah!" So, and I always wanted to meet Naz, aka GP Bear. This is where the lifesaver comes into play. So I get to the hotel room, and I asked Naz, I seen a couch. I'm like, Naz, can I just sleep here for the night? Because I don't have another day of hotel, and this could be perfect. I could just sleep here, play the tournament, and just go to the airport. He goes, yeah, no problem. And he didn't want to take money from me either. So, like, big shouts to Naz. And we just played some casuals of VSAF. He showed me his joysticks. We got to know one another. And while I'm there in the hotel room, Ernesto messaged me on Discord. And luckily, I'm looking at my phone because if I'm not looking at my phone, I probably miss it. And he goes, "Hey, Wavy, where are you? I want to meet you." I'm like, "Oh, I'm at Naz's hotel room. I just picked up my bag." She's like, "Oh, dude, I'm at the convention." I'm like, "He's like, can I swing by?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, let me ask Naz." So I asked Naz. Naz, being just the cool dude that he is, he goes, "Hell yeah, come over." So we all were there. And that's when the group selfie that we took. Where is that? Let me see if I can find that here. So this is like one of the first selfies I took, other than myself being in Vegas. Um, it was like a trio selfie. All right, where are we? It is this one here. Now, to be honest with you, I wasn't. I probably like got 2 or 3 hours of sleep. You know, when you like travel, you can't really sleep well. There's actually like a study about that. Like you can't really get a good night's sleep when you're traveling. So I think all of that was the case for all of us there. That well, for me, for sure. I don't know. We were kind of, plus the weather, the traveling. I think we were all drained. So there's like really no color in our faces here. I think we're just exhausted too, like, but it could be just my camera too. Plus, I'm pretty white, but yeah, that's the first selfie we took there. As you see, we were playing FEXL there, so we all got to get to know each other there off the bat, and just good vibes. I knew from here on out it's just gonna be good. Like I felt really safe here. I'm like good. So as we're just playing and talking and whatnot, Ernesto says, "Oh, I was supposed to come with somebody, but he didn't show up, and I have an extra room." And I'm like, "Ernesto, are you serious?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Dude, I don't even have a hotel room for tomorrow." He's like, "Dude, you can come stay with me." I'm like, "No, I can't do it." He's like, "No, no, I insist." So Ernesto took care of me for the entire weekend because he had the hotel room until Tuesday, I believe it was Tuesday or Monday, and he is the biggest part of this whole destiny of this whole travel, this whole EVO experience is that he really covered me on the hotel because, as you know, when you travel, the hotel is really the biggest thing, right? It's the biggest payment usually when you're traveling. And as I do the top 10 things to do, not to do, number one thing is just get a hotel room, just making sure that you're covered for the entire weekend, if that's what you want to do, like if you want to stay for the entire weekend. As well, by the way, I only had a 1 day EVO spectator pass because that's all I could afford. And I'm lucky that they hosted the because I asked Naked Eater, I'm like, please, can you just have us on Friday because that's all I can afford is a Friday pass. And shouts again to Snake Eater, he did that for me. He got it on Friday. So I'm like, okay, I'm set before even going. So the fact that I could do that, that was perfect. Just to make the flight cheaper and whatnot. So Ernesto took care of me till Sunday. I left, I believe, Monday. I left Monday afternoon, but Ernesto really took care of me. He even like, dude, I can't even put to words how grateful and gratitude I have for him because he even gave me my own hotel card. We went down to the lobby. He gave me my own hotel card. He obviously trusted me and whatnot. The only like thing that really hurt me during that entire like weekend is I think like around Saturday evening, bro, I got constipated. Like I don't know if it was the food or just the travel, but yeah, that was like the only thing I had to deal with. Thankfully, it was on a Saturday, and by the time I got back to Canada, it was fine. But I think that just traveler stomach. Like I said, we kind of were tired. We never got our proper sleep. Uh, McDonald's coffee is not like McDonald's coffee over here. I actually enjoyed the coffee at the Ellis Casino Hotel. Their coffee was really strong. I really liked it. Obviously, I think because it's a casino. Because what you have to do for that place is for you to get your coffee, you have to actually go into the casino and get your coffee at the casino. And when I gave my coupon, the girl was so cute. She was like, she's like, "Oh baby," like I can't even explain to you how she said it to me. She's like, "Oh baby, oh the coffee's on this side," and she poured the coffee for me. She goes, "Here you go, baby." I'm like, "How about the beer? When can I get the beer?" She goes, "Anytime you want, you can get the beer." I'm like, "Oh, okay." All right. So my plan was like after the weekend, I was gonna go back to the hotel and get a beer, but I didn't. Obviously, I didn't have time and whatnot. But Yeah, sorry, I'm going everywhere. So Ernesto took care of me. So now I can really, really relax. And by the time I got to the venue on Friday, I met so many awesome people from like just people that there were random people that would come to our table, like just the FEXL table, and they would just try to like fix their joystick. And this one guy, he came with this epic joystick. Um, I can't even explain it. Here's a picture of it. So just back now to Friday. God, this rant is everywhere. Forgive me, everybody. This is ADHD to the max. I'm just trying to collect all of like just the thoughts and everything that happened. And yeah, he showed me his joystick at first, and that's when Skullo arrived too. Maybe I should show you when he was playing with Skullo. This is a nice picture, and this is a nice picture. He was such a nice guy too. He was from Ohio, and they actually interviewed him while he was sitting on our table. So the EVO staff, I believe it was level 1 or something like that, they came and they interviewed him for like 25 minutes. So that's after meeting Skullo and setting up. Um, that's who came by my table, and I'm like, this is even more good vibes. So it was just like one good vibe after another that was happening while I was at the convention, and that's when I really just relaxed. I was relaxed really for the whole time there. Once I got to Vegas, I was pretty relaxed. Sorry, I'm trying to get this. I'm so bad at this. I'm really bad at taking pictures too, but this is his joystick, dude. Like his joystick, he made this. Like he made this joystick. You see that trigger at the far bottom right? That was so interesting. And he has like a D pad. He has an analog you can use, two analogs you can use, a hitbox. Like it was such a cool joystick. And that ball there that character used, I forgot her name. Jeez, why is it slipping through my mind? He also told me he wanted to put an LED right in the dead center of her face changing, like her animation as you play. But yeah, that ball was so cool. It's like a dynamite ball. Um, yeah, he opened it up. He showed everyone. He's such a nice guy. I forgot his name. But yeah, he's from Ohio. He did get interviewed, so I think the Twitter is level 1 at EVO or something like that. So if you want to check that out, you can definitely check that out. So he was at our table. So he started everything nice and good. I hope I'm not just ranting to myself here for the last so he minutes. Was at our table. Let's so see. He started everything nice and good. Okay, that's good. Okay, should I put up my mic a bit? Yeah, I should put up my mic a little bit. Um, okay, how's that? Hope my mic has been good so far. Uh, but yeah, so he got everything going. Like a lot of people would just come by. I got to meet Ozzy, an A3 player. He just randomly said, "Oh, Skullomania." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, I'm like, "You want to play casuals?" A lot of people. That's how a lot of people would just come. A lot of people are just walking around the venue. So up until maybe like 5:30, I was just trying to promote the game. People that would come to the table, I would tell them, "Hey, you want to try out FEXL fighting EX?" Like, "What game is it?" A lot of people would come. "What game is this? This game looks so cool. What, Terry's in another fighting game?" I'm like, "Yeah, this is fighting EX." They're like, "What is this?" I'm like, "This is an EX game, a EX series game that was made not too long ago, in 2018, I believe." So, and people actually thought I was working for Eureka. Which is actually really funny, but I'm very happy that is because people said your energy and your just enthusiasm was really good, so I'm very grateful for that. Like I really try to give it my all, and I was just trying to be as genuine as possible to myself. Like I wasn't trying to put like a front up or anything like that. Yeah, so up until like 5 o'clock, I'm just meeting cool people, just trying to spread the word for FEXL. Obviously, you couldn't sign up when I was there because the cutoff was at Wednesday at midnight. Because I didn't want anyone to sign up while I was there, and the bracket would be a mess. I really just wanted to be there, and if you're ready to play, play. So I really just tried to make everything as organized as possible. I think that was a good idea by me. Yeah, you don't want anybody signing up on the day of. I think that would be too messy, especially with the bracket and whatnot. Luckily, on Friday, there was no problems with Start.gg, but I heard on Saturday there were a lot of issues with the website. But luckily for me, Start.gg was perfect. It was really good in that sense. Um, and then you meet people that you talk to online like CJ. Big shouts to CJ. Shrimp Paste. Here's a picture of both of them. Let me put this up. I'm sure they don't mind. Big shouts to CJ though. Such a good guy. I wish I gave him a bigger hug. I should have given him a bigger hug. Um, when you're in the moment, you always say, I wish this, I wish that, but it's there's so many things happening at a con, especially like at a evo, I should say, rather, not just a con. It does have some con vibes, but so much things are happening that you really try to manage everything, especially if you're running the tournament like me, and being your first time, you're just trying to make everything organized. I didn't want to float around too much at the venue when there were two players playing. Then that's when I tried to take advantage and check out the booths and buy stuff. But for the most part, I would probably say like 95% of the time I was just at the booth. There's CJ. As you can tell, my face is so pale. I don't know if this is my camera or it was really how I was. I was just so tired, and just in terms of sleep. Um, but I didn't feel it there because I'm just in the moment. But I realized like I was really sleep deprived. But forget about that. I had a great time. So that's just me there with CJ. If you see he had a wristband there, he actually had some carpal tunnel issues that weekend, but it was nothing too serious, I think. So big shout out to CJ. Follow him here at MD Soul. I'm gonna throw out his Twitch here. Um, I'll throw out everybody's YouTube, Twitch that were actually popular. We actually had Babe Ruthless play it with us, which was so cool because like she's actually a content streamer. So having someone like that with us was so cool. This is MD Soul's Twitch. I'm gonna throw it here in the chat. Yeah, dude, it was so crazy, Predator. Um, that's MD's or CJ's Twitch. Please follow him. He's a really awesome dude. He's a Tekken guy, but just he's basically a variety streamer too. He does content on YouTube as well. So having him there was awesome. He got to play Shrimp. Um, so yeah, so he's one of the dudes I met, and then I got to meet Babe Ruthless, who's in this picture here. I'll just make this bigger. I'll throw out their YouTube channel in the chat. Um, and bye bye CJ. So this is Babe Ruthless here with Shelly. Now Shelly is from my locals, quote unquote locals. She's from Barrie, a city up north of me, just up above GTA, above Toronto slash Maple. So she's actually from Barrie Whiff City, and she plays, I believe, a lot of things. So it was awesome that the bracket. I just did automatic bracket just in terms of seating. So they got to play each other, I believe, in the first round. So this picture here is my favorite because Skullo was just there lurking as usual. Like I caught him just there lurking in the side. So that's what I mean. Like Skullo was always floating around us. Like he really enjoyed his time around just our table, obviously. Everyone was taking pictures with him. He was such a good vibe. CJ's friends are so kind and nice. I'm very like grateful to them too. They were really nice. Like I said, I just wish I gave a bigger hug to CJ. Yeah, that's pretty like my only thing. I wish I give him like a bigger bro hug. And we got like the cosplay here with Terry and whatnot. So that's how this tournament started. We got Rick there with Shiki Dan. I'll get into the players in the brackets shortly. So yeah, that's how everything went. Let me throw her YouTube page. Let me do a last promotion here for her. Everyone go to sorry, my thoughts are everywhere now. Go to Babe Ruth's. Okay, so she does all kinds of cool content. Now, this is her page. Go to her YouTube page and subscribe. That is her YouTube page. So yeah, so that's basically it in terms of how I set up everything. So 6 o'clock, I stood on the chair. No, 5:45, I stood up on the chair. I yelled to everybody, whoever's in the FEXL tournament, you better get your ass here. There's only one thing I forgot to say during that announcement while I was on the chair. I should have yelled out, "Unbelievable!" But I didn't. So that's my only like sad part to me announcing it 15 minutes prior to the tournament, is I didn't yell that out. I slipped through my mind. Snake Eater actually came by with a cough lozenge. Lozenge. I think that's how you say the word, right? And he said, "You're gonna need this, Wavy." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need this." But yeah, I wish I yelled out, "Unbelievable!" That's a fighting layer announcer, but he's also an AD, so FEXL AD. So that's the only thing I kind of like sort of missed out right before the tournament started. This is the bracket here. I'm gonna throw now just the player. Now we're gonna get into the tournament and the players. Liquipedia, EVO FEXL 225. All right, so here is the bracket. Throw it into the chat. So if you guys want to follow along, I'll put it up on stream too. That is the players. You can see the entire bracket and how much. I had 100 USD. We pay on site for the side tournaments because there's no online pay for Evo. So I was gonna, whoever won the tournament, I was just gonna give them $100 that I had in my pocket US cash. So here it is. So and another big shout out to Ernesto because believe it or not, he actually gave me $100 US. I didn't even ask him for it. He just said he just knew my situation, and he's like, "Here, Wavy, you're gonna need this." And man, I didn't even want to take. I felt so bad taking it. I'll definitely make it up to him. But yeah, so he did that for me, which is another blessing. I can't even put into words how grateful I am to that dude. Okay, so we are gonna look at this. How do I do this on the stream? All right, so we are gonna do. All right, so we are gonna capture. All right, window capture. Okay, so this is it here. So obviously I won the Star Witch, and Gen D, who was a Sure SA player, was so damn good. I believe he almost beat me in one match. I was playing 110%. I was really trying to dial in. He is so good. He was doing a 2-hit anti-air. I believe he told me he learned from Boss when he played Sure SA. 2-hit anti-air into super juggle, which is like, wow. I did not expect a Shirase player to be that good. He was so damn good. Like this second and third place could have went either way. Like that set was so fire. Like in losers finals, this set here was amazing. Me and Star Witch had an amazing winners finals. Like even like Star Witch almost made it 2-2. On the 3-1, he was up 2 rounds to nothing, and I brought it back 3 rounds straight. And if he would have won that match, oh man, I would have been sweating bullets because it would have been 2-2 for grand finals. And actually, when we played AD, that happened as well. But he actually came back in AD and won in grand finals. But this time, I kept my foot on the gas. I really kept my foot on the gas. I was very relaxed. This is one thing about the entire thing. I realized that about myself in tournaments that I'm very, very relaxed. I don't get nervous at all whatsoever. Not to boost myself, but Sensei really does not get afraid here at tournaments. I think because I played in so many tournaments now that I'm used to it. You know, you get. That's why it's very important to practice. Everything is repetition, and then that part gets taken out of your mind, the nervousness. Anyhow, Shiki Dan was another big surprise. This dude's Darun is a menace of a Darun. Like Gen D was struggling against Shiki Dan. I believe Shiki Dan won the first match. I can see the bracket here. We can see the entire bracket. Where is it? Shikidan. Oh yeah, 2-0. But this, like when you look at a bracket, unless you're there, you realize how close this is because a lot of these matches were like 1 round away for this to be 2-1 or 2-1 the other way or 2-0 the other way. Same here with Starrich and Jendi. You might see 3-0, but this is a lot closer. Same here. And then this one, I could honestly say in grand finals, I really zoned in. Grand finals, I went into like fighting Reggie mode, and I really, really zoned in. This was a really thing, and then I believe Starrich kind of got he was thinking he's like I gotta change my Gogi, so he changed from Babel to Stealth Raptor. I thought he thought maybe I wasn't too familiar with Stealth Raptor, but I read most of his short hops. But Starrich is an amazing player, such a good guy. When you meet people in the flesh, you realize like how cool they are in person. Discord can always people that you might not like on Discord, you actually really would like them in person. I think that's one thing about like just Discord all the time is um especially like me, I'm a ranter, so maybe you guys still don't like me, which is fine. But 100 USD is about 76 UK pounds. Yeah, that's pretty decent, right? For a side tournament, I think that's pretty good, especially for someone like myself who literally had no money going into the tournament, like just hosting it and whatnot. It was the best I could do because I had to get home somehow. So I said if I give away this 100 USD, I have about 300 US to get home on a just on a random flight. Who would now? By the way, I still haven't bought my return ticket. So up until like Sunday night, I don't even have a return ticket. And Ernesto was getting at me. He's like, dude, you got to buy a return ticket. Hurry up. So what I did was I thought going to Chicago would be cheap. Going from Chicago to Toronto because it's only an hour away, right? So I'm like, okay, Chicago to Toronto, that's nothing. It's only like, I don't know, 10 hours on the bus if I want to take the bus. It's about an hour flight. This is looking good. So I bought a flight out of Vegas on Monday evening. As you know me, I'm very paranoid when it comes to airport flying. So let me just continue with the bracket before I get into all that. GP Bear made it pretty far. Oh, Moon Jelly Kevin, huge life here. This is a big energy level. Also, shouts to Crown Lotus and our new players like who was it? Rick was cool. His name is the Grizz. The Grizz was a really cool dude. I poor guy had to make him wait a lot as well because of like just me trying to run around and grab people. He was very patient. I want to give him a big shout out. He was a Sharon player, and I think he has a big opportunity and big what's the word I'm looking for here? I think he has a very potential. He has a lot of potential to really even get into like this area here. And I think he just needs to play more. His Sharon was really good. Um, with Blair can be tricky. Um, but yeah, that's the 16 players, everybody. 16 players, like I was very happy with that. For us to have 16 players for a 1 month notice side tourney, I thought that was really great. I was really happy with that. Um, yeah, so tournament ends. We all have a good time. I thought everybody had a great time. Now, Arika before going to Vegas, they actually sent me T-shirts, 4 T-shirts for top four. Obviously, I gave those away in one of those pictures. I will show them here somewhere. Let me see where if I can find that picture. And that'll be the last thing I'll talk about the event itself. So I'm very grateful and gratitude to Arika, company of Arika from Japan. They sent me shirts signed by Mr. Nishitani, the Mr. Arika himself, Mr. Akira Nishitani, the godfather of Street Fighter 2 and many other games. I'm so grateful to him and just to the staff from Arika for doing that, for sending me just 4 signed shirts. Here are the signed shirts. Let me show you guys. So much pictures. I have so much pictures here that it's hard to manage everything. Okay, so EVO. So this is your top 3. I made sure that everyone took a picture holding up the shirts. Here it is. Let me put this here. Okay, I gotta add an image here. There, I'm doing this on the fly. Forgive me. Okay, so this is us here. Gonna make this smaller. We were actually next to Marvel Tokon, and it was a 3-hour wait for 15 minutes. So that was really cool. So here's the shirts. Mine's on the chair there if you see it. Gen D wanted the Fighting EX Lair one because he uses Shirase, and he's like, Shirase's on that one. No, he says Sanane from all people. I think he's a Nanase player for EX as well. So he's like, oh, I like Sanane. I want that one. And I'm like, I told Star Wars, it's up to you guys. Whoever wants to take it, you got second place. It's up to you. And Star Wars is such a cool dude. He said, yeah, it's fine. He gave it to Gen D. So I took obviously the Skullo as well. So yeah, that's the picture here of us all. That's the top 3, and that's pretty much the event. We were the last tournament to finish. We had Snake Eater came up to me. He's like, "You guys have 10 minutes to wrap up." And sorry, not 10 minutes. He said 30 minutes. So by the time we finished our set and everything, it was about 5 minutes or 6 minutes for everyone to finish up. We were the last tournament. I took a photo at the EVO sign. People were hugging me. Random people were hugging me because I was just elated. I was like, oh my god, I want EVO. It's hard. It's just after 5 years with this character, it's very gratifying to actually win a tournament with him. I always kept getting second place, and Starridge being one of my demon brackets, even in AD. To get over that hump is very gratifying. But I really want to thank the FEXL community and everyone that's been a part of this 5 year journey with me, whether it's in the stream here at Skullo School, from Rob, Faith, Reggie, Disintegration, D Nice, Geki, Arneezy. Hope I'm not missing anybody. RK, everyone that joined the beginner tournaments back in 2021, 2020, when we started Skullo School and doing this. I'm just grateful to everybody. I'm happy I could bring Fexel to the mainstream here at the biggest fighting game tournament ever. And honestly, EVO this year was very, very successful. If you really look at just people doing other things at EVO, they had a great, great time. I think this event was run so well. From the staff to the major games to how they had everything set up, it was really organized. I was really, really happy. The table, the just the headsets provided, the monitors that were provided were A1. Yeah, it was just everything went so beautifully. Like I can't even explain more than that. Maybe I'll do a podcast of just my personal journey there with my money and whatnot getting back. But yeah, that's pretty much the event. I got back to Chicago. From Chicago, I went to Montreal because it was cheaper. And from Montreal, I had to really like stay homeless for an entire night to catch my bus because I ran out of money. I couldn't even get back to Toronto without being homeless for the night. So from like 11 to 6 a.m., I was wandering the streets of downtown Montreal. I was going into one hotel into another. I'd stay there for 15 minutes, charge my phone, go to another hotel, charge my phone, until Via Rail opened like around 4 o'clock for me to get in there. And yeah, I won't get into much of that, but that's pretty much the wrap up for Evo. Great matches. My top five matches was, um, I would say, it was Babe Ruthless. Number one was Babe Ruthless against Moon Kevin Jelly because that set was for either player one confirmed to go to the next round, and we got. Oh, by the way, everybody used a different character, so we got every character in the game from D Dark, Jack, Blair, Pullum. We even got Pullum. We got every character in the game represented at Evo, and that was so beautiful to see. We had Terry, we had Shiki Dan using Darun, we had CJ using Hayate. It was just great. It was just great. We had Kyrie, we had everybody, and yeah, for that to happen, for my first tournament I ever organized and ever ran, other than the beginners tournament online. It just went so smoothly. Everyone was so cool. Everyone was so great. Positive vibes everywhere. Big shout outs to CJ again because he gave me a couple of shirts for Capri, his clothing line. There was so much stuff to buy, so much things to do. They had two XKO, I believe, there, so some people would go there play during the day for casuals. As you guys seen, the main games like City of the Wolves was incredible. All the retro games that they had on stage, like Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Yeah, it was great. It was a great first experience for my sec. This is my second major after Texas Showdown. So yeah, I'm very very happy. I rolled the dice and I did what I could to bring Fexo to the forefront, and I hope everyone had a great time. And I showed Arika the pictures and how much everyone was having fun, and the Skullo cosplay that just came out of nowhere. Just beautiful destiny, like sometimes when you really love something, you genuinely like have a passion for it, and it's not about the money. It's really just about genuine love. And whether I came in eighth place, third place, ninth place, last place, or first place, I was gonna do this. I was gonna host Fexo because this game means so much to me. It kept me alive during the pandemic. Um, it really fulfilled me for the last 5 years. It opened up other doors like Vampire Savior and everything. And it was just a true love and passion for the game and for the company. And I really just wanted to do everything I could just to have it there. If it was even like 3 players that came, I was gonna at least have it there so we can have it in future majors. So I think this was a good ground base that we founded, a good foundation that we did here at EVO to have FEXL at other events, even if it's one event per year at a major. That would be enough for us because we're a very humble group, we're a very humble community. Here is the Discord. I think I ranted enough. I'm going to throw the Discord in here. I am busy. So, like I said, my niece and nephew are over. It's been, ever since I got back, it's been so hectic. I really haven't had time to actually just take a deep breath. I had like a couple of days where I relaxed, but it's been back on the grind, especially with me with no money. I had to like get back to making money as fast as possible. That is the Discord, everybody, for Fighting EX Lair. So please join it if you're watching for the first time, if you joined in. Big shout out to everybody again. Babe Ruthless, check her YouTube out. And I'm sure now we're going to have another major, whatever major that is, whether it's Frosty, CB, East Coast Throwdown, whoever it is, whoever hosts, I'm just grateful for it. We do have it in October as well. Believe it or not, Ernesto is hosting it at here. Let me get that link at New Hampshire. So there is a FEXL tournament in October. I am hosting Vampire Savior next month at UMAD. So let's do Fighting Slayer upcoming tournaments. Yep, this is it here. So I'm gonna throw this link as well. You can sign up for this as well. So that's in October. So you guys have a long time now to plan that out. I'm gonna do my best to plan that out as well. Hopefully, I have enough money to get there. So that's pretty much it. I am hosting VSAV at UMAD in Montreal. Anybody that wants to come through, please come through. We can always play casuals too on the side of any game that you like. And that's pretty much it, everybody. That is the recap of FEXL at EVO. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. Now I gotta make more goals in life and more achievements. This was a very, very, very big accomplishment I did. I'm very grateful to it. Alhamdulillah, I was, from the grace of God, I was protected with the money I had, and yeah, it was good. That's pretty much it. I am gonna raid somebody. I am gonna raid another small streamer because that's how we start, right? We start with small streamers. So I am gonna raid Gam. He is playing Street Fighter Alpha 3, I believe. Um, so show him some love. Yell Skullo School is in the house. And in 7 seconds, I'll upload this on my YouTube. I probably will do a podcast as well. But that's about it, everybody. Skullo School is very strong. Yeah. Bye, everyone.
Shit, an entourage, Oshawa.